Welcome to Positive Atheism English channel. Today, in our program, Leaves from Gora's Life, I shall read out you Gandhi's response to Gora. There were two instances which revealed Gandhi's rational mind and humanitarian outlook. He was not at all sentimental. He had an open mind. For instance, when Gora was in Sevagram ashram with Gandhi, along with other inmates of the ashram, Gora was given a special work. Some items were compulsory in ashram for all, like latrine cleaning, vegetable cutting, and cleaning of the utensils. The task considered to be menial, Gandhi made compulsory to all. Besides that, everyone, according to his own talents and tastes, was allotted special work. The special work that Gora had was the teaching of children. When Gora was teaching science at certain stage, Gora wanted to demonstrate the beat of the heart by opening a frog. When he was teaching in Colombo in 1928, he was not allowed to open the frog in the Buddhist institution because that was considered to be killing against the principles of Buddhism. In Ceylon, where almost all people are meat eaters and where it was very difficult for him to get vegetarian food, he was not allowed to demonstrate heartbeat by dissecting a frog. When the same problem arose at Sevagram ashram, when Gora wanted to open the frog, the children at first objected to the opening of the frog because it amounted to killing, as Gandhi also followed the principles of non-killing ahimsa. The matter was referred to Mahatma Gandhi. He said that Gora could open the frog and demonstrate heartbeat if it could not be done in any other way. Of course, he could not think of any other way of demonstrating the heartbeat except by dissecting the frog. So Gora dissected the frog. In Gandhi's ashram, an act which he could not do in Colombo College in 1928 looked a strange paradox. In the land where everybody was a meat eater, he could not dissect a frog, and at a place where the people were unwilling even to injure an ant, and where the people were receiving the heaviest lathi charge and firing and were devoted to the principles of non-killing and non-violence, he could do it. This revealed how open-minded Gandhi was. He was not a sentimental devotee to non-violence. He had a rational understanding of non-violence. Another instance was the marriage of Gora's daughter. Gandhi took a vow that he could bless only such marriages as were between untouchables and non-untouchables. Gora daughter's marriage came under that category. Gandhi offered to solemnize the marriage. If he solemnized Gora daughter's marriage, Gandhi would say, "In the name of God," during the performance of the marriage. Gora objected to it, but Gandhi agreed to drop out the name of God and say, "In the name of truth." That showed how liberal he was and how open-minded he was. He was conventionally theistic. Conventionally, he was using the word God. But when he was challenged, he was prepared to leave the word God for the sake of revolution or a reform. The marriage between an untouchable and a non-untouchable pulled down the caste barrier. Pulling down the caste barrier was more important to him than the mention of the word God. He changed the definition from God is truth to truth is God. Thus, he shifted the emphasis from devotion to God to the practice of truth. If he had to choose between a God believer who is untruthful and a truth seeker who is unbeliever in God, naturally he chose the truthful unbeliever. That choice was very clear in his mind in the case of Gora daughter's marriage. This reveals that Gandhi was not at all sentimental. He was highly rational, highly human, highly open-minded, though conventionally theistic. He was leading vast masses of people and he never chose to go out of the way to introduce reforms. He was going step by step, though he visualized the further steps also, but he never revealed them in advance except when it was necessary. In 1922, when untouchables demanded temple entry, he said that interdining and intermarriages of untouchables were unnecessary. In 1946, when it came to Gora daughter's marriage, he said that intermarriage was necessary with untouchables, and he even went to the extent of dropping out the word God. So he was growing. Though he remained conventional, when he was faced with a challenge, he accepted challenges and then took the forward step. In doing so, he was moving towards atheism. Had he lived longer, perhaps he would have come to atheism also. At the time of the communal riots between Muslims and Hindus, because he took up the stand of a human and wanted to regard religion as a personal matter, a Hindu fanatic considered Gandhi a non-Hindu and assassinated him. Indeed, Gandhi was non-Hindu. He was just a human. Some people mistook him for a Hindu. He was not a Hindu. Conventionally, he was Hindu, but by conviction, he was a human. He was growing from orthodox Hinduism towards the status of a human, a rational being. From an orthodox believer in God or a rational atheist, he was growing. That's why Gora could be with him and could live in Sevagram ashram without attending prayers. Gandhi himself asked Gora whether he was compelling his daughter to marry a Harijan in his jail for reforms. It was not so. Gora agreed. It was an arranged marriage. Of course, this suggestion was his. When Gora's wife and elder daughter Manorama returned from prison in 1944, he put it to his daughter whether on principle she would marry a Harijan. The word Harijan, Gora meant one who lived in huts, a laborer's son. The suggestion was from Gora, but she took this suggestion and made it her own. It was arranged in the sense that Gora made this suggestion to her and that he chose the bridegroom for her. But she agreed and took it as her own. Now they are living very happy and they have 5 children. Gandhi also agreed that it was not a forced marriage, and to clear any doubt in others, he postponed the marriage for 2 years from 1946 to 48. He wanted to perform it in 1948 for 2 reasons. First, the girl could attain the age of consent at the age of 20. Secondly, he wanted to clear doubts in the minds of others that the parents forced the marriage on her. So that way, Gora admired the cooperation which his daughter gave him. The suggestion was Gora's, but she accepted it. Mahatma Gandhi appreciated it. And from here, we shall continue in the next episode again. Thank you.
For more videos, please subscribe to our Positive Atheism English channel presented by Dr. Samaram Multi-Channel Network, which has more than 18 crore views, and click the bell icon for notification of our new videos.
Please download Samaram Multi-Channel app and watch your favorite channels from your mobile. App available on Google Play Store and subscribe to the channels.